I really love when people look at my art and they say, oh, is that anime? And I'm like, I do call myself an artist. When I apply for jobs, I say that I'm a designer first and an illustrator second. When I do illustrations, the mediums that I love to work in are scratchboard and printmaking, doing lino cuts, relief prints. Like, I remember I was always the kid that was drawing in class. My dad is a designer, and my mom is like an early education teacher, so there was a lot of early picture books growing up, right? And so I think that those books and looking at those really made me want to draw. When I was in high school, I think I was a freshman, and I found this artist on DeviantArt, and I was like, I want to do that. And I was not good. Like, I was really bad. Like, I was 16, self-taught, but I was creating constantly. I almost wish I could go back to that, just because it was so many different. It was a lot of colored pencils, and it was just constantly creating and like experimenting. And now I feel sometimes I feel too set in my ways, like this is my style, this is what I have to do. And when I was first starting out, it was more like experimental. I compare myself to other artists a lot. My whole friend group. It's so lovely having a group of tight artists, because growing up I was the only really like art friend, you know? And it's so lovely to have a group of artists where they all understand the struggle of not feeling good enough, of my work isn't great, but we all individually feel like that, but we're able to recognize the power and the talent and the skill coming from each other. It's really hard to continually say like, oh, I'm not great, when your friends are saying, your work is literally great. Your attitude is just as important as your ability. So you can be not the best designer and not the best artist, but if you have the confidence and the attitude to go out there and get after it, like, you're gonna have more opportunities, right? And so since I'm just starting out, there's no way that I can compare myself to people that have been freelancing for years and years. I think that I, more than many of my other friends, have fallen into this trap of commodifying art. I know inherently that you should create art for art's sake, art for beauty's sake, art for nobody else than yourself. But I have also seen what happens when you make money by your art. And I will sit with myself and say, what can I make that's going to sell at this? What do I think the market audience is going to be? But I still feel bad about it. Like, I have friends that are here selling art that they have made for no one else than themselves. They would have made this regardless if they would make money off it or not. And I feel a lot more confident and whole in my abilities when I'm doing something just for myself. And then putting those pieces out there and saying, hey, I made this for me, but if you want it, that's cool too.
Do you worry about how people perceive you?
All the time. I want to be at the right level for a situation, and I get worried when I'm not. I'm constantly anxious about, like, am I doing something that a normal person would do, right? Have I crossed any boundaries here? Like, how far is too far? Do I need to rein myself back in? And usually I'm still being very timid. I'm just, like, scared that I've done something wrong. So the other night I went out and I told my friend, I was like, I'm probably just gonna show up in a t-shirt and jeans and be comfy. And she said, yeah, me too. And then she showed up in like a bodysuit and nice jeans and boots and makeup. And I immediately felt like, ooh, I like don't fit in here. Growing up, I did not have a lot of friends, which is because I didn't have a lot of social skills and I didn't know how to fit in. And now that I have kind of found my group, I'm still worried about like, how do I fit in now, right? So even this interview, I was thinking, I'm always thinking ahead, and I was thinking ahead, what should I wear for this? You know, like, how do I look down to earth and casual, but also like I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm constantly running scenarios in my head. especially because I present fairly androgynous, and so that's also just one more added layer, right? If I'm going to an event, okay, is this a night that I need to look feminine and wear makeup, or can I go with a button down and men's pants? Which way do I need to present? Yeah, I think we shouldn't take ourselves so seriously. Here's the thing, is that we're all scared and we all feel alone and nobody knows what they're doing. And it's very easy to look at somebody's Instagram or see how they, put themselves on in every day and say that person has it all together. And why can't I be like that? But they may very well be looking at you and saying, why can't I be like that? We are all struggling. And all you can do is just try your best every day to bring a little bit more understanding into this world. Like, at the end of the day, that's all I have to offer.